Bravo 6. Going dark.
Okay, you guys. I am doing something just a little bit different today. I'm actually coming to you guys with some post commentary. I had this video recorded and I wanted to talk over it, but I kept getting distracted and I really needed to focus for this because it's like a whole big idea that I actually have for this game, and more specifically the story mode of it. Well, assuming that there's going to be like a story mode to be told. But the idea is kind of why right now I'm just a guy in a red t-shirt and a skull balaclava or whatever they're called, skull mask and sunglasses with an AK with no sights on it and all that stuff. And that's because what if, right? Hear me out. It was an idea that I came up with tens in the last video. If you guys watched that, I'll have it linked right now up in the time cards. But what if that was like an actual thing that you could do in this game? Would be to play as the like a hostile cartel or like an enemy cartel, right? Like maybe that's what I'm doing in this video right now. Like I don't know, some dude. Because what was I don't remember what their name was, but there was a cartel in the Wenderley Hills. They had an idea for what they were called, and there was a biker gang as well that like took Belle Brady hostage, right? Well, what if like this? Let's call them I don't know, the Los Pollos Hermanos, right? That's what these guys are, and they're run by Amos Vitoli or whatever this guy's Violi. And he is basically doing some highly illegal stuff, and he's selling his shit in our turf. And so the hostile cartel, the other cartel, sends me out as like a Sicario to deal with this guy, right? You know, like, hey, you bad for business, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, right? And so they send me after him, and of course, to this point, I'm just kind of some dude. They don't really kind of like Sicario 2, the movie, kind of spoilers, I guess, but where they have that kid and like all he does at first is not really anything crazy, but then they have him eventually like kill Alejandro, or try at least. And it's like maybe that's where I'm at right now, is this is just like my first major job. And so they just gave me kind of just some like shitty weapon and sent me as like I don't know, maybe a like bait to start a whole war of some kind, or to do all that, or they maybe just didn't expect me to come back or something like that, right? They sent me with shitty gear, but then I ended up proving them wrong and I come back or something. Or even this, hey, maybe I'm like like Mexican special forces or something, right? And I had fought the cartels the whole time, and then I don't know, I got a sergeant killed or something. I don't know. A mistake of mine got somebody killed, and I was like dishonorably discharged and all this terrible stuff. And so I've gained like a resentment towards the government, and rather than working for them to shut the cartels down anymore, I decide to go work for the cartels. And maybe this is just one of the missions that they've sent me on, but it could still be my first, right? And so they don't really know if they should send me with a lot of gear or not, so they send me with just an AK. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh, or here's even one. I just thought of this one right now while we were on the subject of Belle Brady. Maybe I'm just some guy right now, right? Like this in this video, I'm just some dude, and my daughter got kidnapped by this Amos Volley guy, and I find out about it, and I go to like rescue her or something, like Liam Neeson style here, right? But instead, I get caught, and they kill my daughter, and then they kill me and like throw me into the ocean, but then I survive or something like that, right? Like they like shot me, and for some reason I survive, and now I like come back, and just on my own accord, just for vengeance sake, I raid this guy's compound, right? I go kill Amos. I have no alternative motives, blah blah blah. And maybe one of the like enemy cartels hears about it, and they're so impressed with what I did that they like start me off. So this is obviously just like gear I went and bought from Walmart, right? Like, this is a Walmart AK here with a Walmart flashlight, and so on and so forth. But they hear about what I did, and they provide me with better weaponry to continue to do the work of the cartel for this. So that's how I get like sucked into it. It's like my daughter died, and all this stuff, and now they're like, hey, we can help you get further vengeance on all the cartels. We can stop all of this, blah blah blah. My cartel only deals in drugs or whatever, right? So nobody's daughters get hurt, blah blah blah. You want to help me shut these guys down? Here, sure. And then slowly but steadily, you'll get like better gear, like a progression system to it, effectively, where the more like you'll go hit a harder target, right? Like that's this Amos guy. Let's say he was pretty low down on the ladder, but just up above him is like the guy who runs their cocaine farm or something like that, right? And so it's the next place that you raid. And then even further with that, so with civilians, right? You can make it like Modern Warfare 2, where if you shoot at civilians, right, or during no Russians, right, like you can shoot the civilians, but it doesn't help or harm you. And this way, you can have a system of some kind where if you kill a civilian, right, like your ROE is open while you're part of the cartel. And if you kill a civilian, like you make your boss unhappy or something, where he's like, hey dude, we're not monsters, like we don't do this, blah blah blah. So instead of giving you $50,000 for finishing the mission or whatever, he only gives you like 30. Or for this one as an example, be like, yeah, my daughter was actually at that guy's birthday party, blah blah blah, because we need to keep things a little cordial, because I mean I can't be seen starting a turf war or a cartel war or something like that. So if you would have just went in guns a-blazing, you might have killed my daughter. Here's an extra $10,000 or something, right? For not killing any civilians. So then you get better gear for not, and then worse gear if you do. Or something like that. I don't know. Oh my god, or even, okay, so here's another story beat. I'm just coming up with these, by the way. This is off the top of my head. I had an idea for a story, and it was that first one, and just talking through this, I've thought of at least 3 more now. The SWAT team, right? So maybe it kind of, in a similar, so back to Sicario, where it kind of jumps back and forth between the kid's perspective, where he's getting pulled into the cartel, and then back to the FBI, where it's like, they're trying to shut them down kind of thing. Maybe this guy here, who's like part of the cartel, you guys are jumping back and forth between that, right? Like you being on a SWAT, or you playing as the SWAT team, and then like this guy's kind of side story, and you're kind of wondering like, why am I seeing this? Why does this matter? And then maybe you start to develop like a sense of like, this is just a dude, you know? So you are more incentivized to arrest people when you're on the SWAT team instead of killing them. But then you learn that like one of your members is this guy, and all these levels that you're playing as him are like flashbacks, right? And then at the end of the game, you get like the option to like, you get into a fight with your SWAT team or something like that, right? Like they're trying to kill this guy, or I guess arrest him or something like that, and you get the choice as the cartel, like let you pick your characters. So kind of similar to how it is now, where it's like Judge and Swan and all that. You can pick whoever you want. But this one character here, like if you pick him, you'll have to kill your teammates or something like that. And I guess you get the choice, like you can incapacitate them, kind of like how some of these guys go down and they'll get back up. You get a choice for that, or you can actually like kill them, and then it'll have an ending to the game that way. And that way it still keeps that realism that I know that Void was going for, where they wanted it to be kind of a grittier game. But now you have the ability to kind of add a story into it, so people who are interested in a story will join. So this is the guy that we were looking for, by the way. Sorry, as like a side point. This is our boy Amos, so he has to go, and we make an example out of him, right? That's why I shot the hell out of him. I don't want you guys to just think like I really didn't like that civilian, but anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, you get the choice to either kill them or like spare them, and then it'll keep that realistic thing, because there are corrupt officials. There's like whole corrupt branches. I mean, Modern Warfare 2, the one that just came out, I mean, has obviously kind of shown us this, where like I think it's the Mexican army is like on the cartel's payroll. So it's like this is just a dude who, like, due to his daughter, he's like, I can either choose to be a cop and live on like minimum wage or whatever, or I can get paid just a lot of money to go rid the world of the bad guys my way. And then I guess the SWAT team, that can be another thing, like a morale system, excuse me, a karma system, where if you've killed a lot of civilians, the SWAT team doesn't take mercy on you, and rather than being like the upstanding dudes that they were the whole time, they just kill you instead. But if you didn't kill very many civilians, they're like, look, he's clearly not that bad of a guy, blah blah blah, and they can like let you go. Or maybe if you like killed a couple of civilians here and there or something like that, they just arrest you. Like, I don't know, but you see, like, there's a lot of splitting off to it, and it never really strays too far into like what the hell type of realm, you know? It's like, what does this have to do with anything? it's still mildly realistic, where it's like you still get to see the gritty, gross shit that police officers will have to deal with. But then you get not to say that this game is boring, but you get kind of like fun just Call of Duty sections where your ROE is open, you can go shoot any and everything, blow shit up, and you get to kind of do it your way. I guess you could have a few friends. I don't see how the multiplayer aspect of it would work though. Like when you're the cartel guy, like do you have multiple people and then just at the end of it, do they all die or something like that? Like the boss has them killed off, but he keeps you around because he trusts you or something like that. That way, there's no weird like story implicate. Like, well, where is this guy now? You know, none of that stuff. But or maybe it's like a forced single player portion. Like this whole idea is forced single player. So you get your AI companions, and that's kind of it. I don't know, but I think it'd be a kind of a cool idea. I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. If you have any further ideas, something that I may not have thought of, you can let me know in the comments. Like the video, if you guys want to kind of have more videos where I post commentary, I guess, like afterwards. And yeah, thanks for listening to me, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.